Oh, no, not
And
already.
Bessa's gone.
And Bessa taken off the board, but you know, Warwick available, Victor available here. It's going to be a Caitlyn first pick for Hans Sama.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a strong bot lane that you can try and play around, but this is the other pick that I've seen started to creep up in solo queue, which is Corki. We have seen Ica playing in the mid lane earlier, but he's been destroying bot lanes, getting some really nice buffs to himself. So I'm curious if they want to try and send that into the bottom side to try and fight toe for toe, but this will be more standard option of just hanging away clear against the Caitlyn. Will be fine.
Yeah, it's the Varus that they go for instead, so you don't get that flex on the Corki. But the Varus answer to the Caitlyn, we were talking about this bot lane and looking at them to be aggressive. It feels like we get a very heavy early dominant lane from both of these AD carries.
Yeah, it depends which version of Varus it is going to be up against that Caitlyn as well, but I would imagine the lethality, or possibly, I mean, lethal tempo's back, so...
Yeah, it is. You can get anything.
But we'll see what's in alongside it. Yike going to go aggressive, going to be that engage tool here for KC.
As we are used to from the side of Yike, but again, as we touched upon earlier, G2 as well, mainly putting Yike on the Sejuani, on the champions that are made it a little bit more supportive, so I'm happy to see the Vi. I feel like that's a clear indication to where this team could be going.
I think that's also very nice when you have a team that is a bit new to say like, hey, Vi is very obvious as a go button. We are going to play for this. It's nothing fancy. It's very understandable. So we're going to go for that. But they have responded well here for Skewmond. Taking the Maokai means that when you go for that engage, you're very telegraphed. So, hey, we just sent out the repeat ult. We've got a lot more range to play for. But sorry, actually the Maokai going down into that bottom lane, it looks like the support.
I think a really nice thing here as well is the Viego, quite good team fight-wise against the Vi, right? Because Vi has to commit, no way out of the fight. If you do die, which Vi often does die, that's an instant reset for the Viego. So it can be a good way for G2.
Lane. Just, you already, I assume, have this Maokai going boss, could go flex into the top side, but I think they're just like, yes, here we go. Take the support now in this next pick. We guarantee Vladdy counter pick, and the Cassante is going to be fine in basically every single matchup. You could go something like the Jax for Broken Blade in that top side if you wanted to, and look to outscale and try and play through side lanes, but I think you're in a relatively good spot.
We'll see what they end up going for. With the Maokai assumedly going towards the support, technically it's a flex, but I'd be surprised if we saw a Maokai top. But not only hovered, but locked in. And do you know what? Fantastic in lane against the Renata.
But this is exactly what T1 played. This is what I think was such a cool thing that we saw at Worlds, was how they used Caitlyn in a different manner. It was just a wave clear boss. And now they're going to be saying, hey, LeBron, we're opening up. This is your game. This is your time to shine as we take to the stage for the first time. Make it work, buddy.
Yeah, and Talia as well being hovered here from the side of G2. That's something that we've seen Vladdy flick a lot on the LEC, where he is able to set up that bot lane. So that's a really big ultimate kind of just taken away from KC, which is potentially not the style that they want to play anymore.
And it also just sets up Skewmond, right? Like, one of the questions we were saying is, who is Skewmond? What is Skewmond? What is he trying to play when he comes onto the stage? And it is going back to the style he's been good at, which is to try and play that invade style, have that support coming through from Caps, have that support coming through from the Bard. Like, this is enable the new guy, make him have a good time on this stage. And I think it's sick to see G2 trying to adapt to this
preview match and a couple of pretty interesting compositions. And like you say, G2 pretty T1 inspired with this comp.
Yeah, and I think that is something they've definitely picked up from the World Championship. I think a lot of teams are going to start to look at how these champions can operate in different ways. It's like, oh, there's a cannon. And that's it. Everyone's like fighting off the side. Like, have you seen that meme of the guy who like is losing his mind, pressing everybody furiously, and then it's just some guy singing. Profusely. Yeah, that's just you as you pick up your 6th cannon minion of the game at 25 minutes.
Oh, if only. I never get them. Okay, KC spotted on a ward. Our pause is done and dusted, and touch wood, our only one. LeBron and Sama trying to move forward, but don't think KC are going to let them get away with this one. This, though, caught by the Q. That's a big old chunk and a nice little stun from LeBron as well. Good start to the lane for G2, and honestly, falling behind in HP against that Caitlyn Bard early is brutal.
Yeah, that ward was MVP. It just meant that you had information on where the target was. Also, Hans Sama being able to get that Q without any minions to reduce that damage was huge. So G2 now full control over this bot lane, and you can look at Skewmond already.
He doesn't know he was spotted. Caps can play this out nicely, although gets caught by the stun. He did see Yike there, but still takes a massive chunk. If that Q lands, I think that's at least a flash.
I think it's just going to be a case of, hey, look, how are we going to try and stop this from G2? Skewmon moves up towards this top side. You can see the reset coming through from Kalist to try and move into that top end to protect. But this was just a good back timer that Skewmon managed to pick up for himself. Now, KC, you're kind of in position, but you're just too late to the party.
Skewmon should be able to get, at minimum, 2 of these, but I would imagine it's all 3 because he'll still have his smite available for that third one. KC trying to move in to contest at this point. But it's too little too late. Nice little stun from Lebrov as well, and that's 3 grubs with really no recompense.
People are going to be like, it's even. Why are you only talking about from G2's perspective? Well, they're the ones that have all the pushing lanes. They're the ones that have priority onto the map first, and now they have gone for that the void grubs. KC are responding well here by saying, hey, we want to trade onto the opposite side, and especially as Caps have just gone for that reset in mid, they do have a bit of a window. But I'm curious now, in response, G2 shove in mid and try and go for some sort of dive onto the top half of the map.
See if they're going to go for that play. The wet noodle fight. Hansam is literally just blasting that ult out on cooldown as well. They will just be able to walk up and clear this wave. I mean, yikes, surely, yeah, just cancel the recall. Hansama, I mean, he doesn't want to be alive at this point, surely. There's the ult coming on through from Yank, the knockback as well. Targamas gets the handshake. An easy first blood for KC.
Yeah, great call from Yank, cancels the reset, and Hansama just stepped up that bit too far. Now, Skewmon is going to invade onto this bottom side of the map to try and trade the ability to just constantly play off these pushing waves. KC want to contest, though.
Yeah, it's in the area. I don't think this is something that they can fight with Caps here as well. The wall comes on through to push KC out. That's 5 grubs for G2, and they're looking to just burn the 6th one down. A TP committed at this point as the 6th grub already found, and now Labrov tries to find the stun, but the flash is just a bit of a whiff. Broken Blade here as well. It's a 5-man standoff when the objective is already down, Dagda.
And Kalist is completely separated. There's the ult to try and go onto him. Great flash!
Flash from Broken Blade to get over the ultimate, but he's gone quite deep all by himself. There's no damage here for KC though, and now the ults fly back in the opposite direction. Health bar's getting fairly low as Kana gets onto the backline with an all-out, but he's totally alone. Dashes back towards his team, but he doesn't even need them. He's the Udon master as he charges forward once again. And Sama now caught out, won't be knocked back, and Skewmon saves his life, but no! A sliver of HP is more than enough.
I cannot believe!
Remind everyone how obnoxious Cassante can be. G2 play on the top side, and they're looking for revenge onto that very same player. A TP coming through from Vladdy to try and save the day, but he's instantly chunked out. Kana blocks this in the hole, and now Yank arrives as well. Targamas over the wall. Everybody turns golden as we have a moment's break in the fight. Broken Blade charging on in, but his health bar is low, and KC are holding strong. Targamas walks away. The CC chain is there, and KC do it again.
They got Hansama. It's not done.
Hansama caught out. Vladdy chasing his Kana, looks for the backline. In the meantime, double kill for Vladdy, and KC here in Paris are 5-0.
That was sick. And Kalist wasn't even there for it. KC played that so well, trying to find these picks, the collapse onto side lanes, the read on the G2 plays. And G2 are crumbling the G2 key members when he needs to.
And KC doing a really good job to juggle the aggro as well. Against a Viego, it's so crucial that you don't give over an early kill. Speaking of kills, Labrov could be on the chopping block. The knockback is nice from Caps, but Vladdy's done enough to zone them away, and Skewmon has to pull out of the pit here. This should be just the Drake going over to KC. That's 2 in a row. It's 5 kills. It's 2 objectives. It's looking good. It's a bit even. And G2 want to start to snowball that if they can. They're going for this Herald. They already got the 6 grubs. Side lane could be the name of the game for them.
It looks like instead of trying to commit for the Rift Herald, they're going to just push mid and lean into this bottom side. Yike really wants to bully Caps out in this game. He is hovering down here, but I think Caps is aware. A rock that's about to get fallen in the top side of that turret's going to go. BB going to be able to walk away. Kalist caught, but there's no follow-up.
It's a good stun. Caps is finally here. Kalist dashes away from the knockup. Look at the CC chain coming down onto Caps. The peel is enough. Skewmon now dived on by Yike. He might have gone a little bit deep, forced to flash away. All in from Skewmon, but no kills go down just yet.
That was so close on both sides, but hang on a second, Kana
Canna's going for it again. He's having a fantastic game and forces the flash out from Broken Blade. But G2's cavalry is on the way. Canna has to survive until KC arrives once again at TP. And Yike moving over. Vladdy trying to get into the play. There's the knockback, and it'll set up a kill for the Silas. Fantastic bit of play again. Oh, and 7. KC are on fire.
But it's the fact that they are constantly covering their deficits as they go for this.
Forwards in these plays. Usually when you see a Vi on the team, you expect them to be the one going forwards, but Yike is playing as a bodyguard, really.
Which is, I think, correct. Oh, hang on. Rob God, no, it's just to get the tower. But I think it's correct in this sort of situation, because while you
Robo over his head, absolutely hilarious. Targamas now, caught in the jungle, and the ace in the hole! Is it going to be enough? Can they get the reset kill in time? No! Taken down, and now the TP's fly on through from both sides. Vladdy looking for a little bit more as Canna happy to tank up those roots for his team. Is he tanky enough, though? He's gone in totally alone, and there's no follow-up from KC. They've had their first casualty, and G2 want to turn it into more. I don't think they can keep chasing this one as KC do go full retreat.
Caps is on the reset. I think he's just going to try and maybe TP back into this when you can see him hovering really up towards the top side to cover the big wave that's there. But
that route will be able to cleanse that away from his AD carry and keep Khalees a little bit safer, but G2 move into the top side, take away a red buff, try grab something for themselves. Broken Blade moving in towards this Drake. Yike is here with the smite, but the rest of G2 are coming over, and Broken Blade has done enough to keep KC off the objective.
Yeah, it's just trying to draw KC down. Look at Vladdy, right? He's now completely left top lane, which gives that chance for Caps to start to get some damage, but he's not going to be able to take the tower on top, and now you are down that ultimate. So I think this is where you see KC actually take it. But so a bit of a mixed call from G2, unsure exactly how they want to try and play that one out.
And to be fair to KC, like, doing a good job of peeling away from the Drake without completely conceding the Drake, right? Still being in the area to contest. I thought there was pings on towards the Baron there for G2 for a second. I didn't think that would have been a risky call.
I think the problem there... Oh, hang on. Is Lavrov gonna...
Flick back. Oh, Targamas steps on forwards to dodge it. Nicely done, sir.
Yeah, especially with no flash. Kind of had to make something. I think this is the position now where G2 are going to start to... I've kind of lost their window of opportunity to play around the fact they had that advantage. Oh, okay.
Oh, Khalees is going to be stung, but... you know, it's a bit little after everything else that was blasted out.
But in G2 with the pants down, whenever they go for some of these side lane plays, and credit to them, that is...
Oh, yike, that was bold. And now Targamas caught out. That's one for G2, and this is a comp that snowballs hard. Vladdy in the Baron pit needs to get himself over that wall. Cats goes with the Weaver's wall to try and get onto Khalees, but he can't quite find the spell shield. And instantly the FF comes out once again. But G2, importantly, have control of the Baron area.
And they're just going to start up the Baron. You can do this very quickly. Kraken Slayer on towards Skewmons, and you got a ton of damage with the Landries on Caps as well. KC need to get in. Can Yike look for the steal?
Canna has to be the one to charge on forwards and buy space for his team. Yike there. Remember, Khalees on that Barris as well. It is stealable for KC, but they might lose their lives in the attempt. Tempered Fate onto 2 is Broken Bay, completely zoning Khalees. Vladdy trying to get into the fight as well, but Canna is already going to go down. Dashes out to his teammate and survives. Baron has reset, and KC have held on. Now Vladdy looking for more of a fight as the poke damage is coming up huge from Khalees. And Broken Blade trying to escape. Caps whiffs on the knockback, and KC continue chasing. They're looking for blood. They're looking to push G2 out of this game. The Berserk comes through. The flashes coming on through. Khalees doing so much to make that happen. And now Baron could be on the cards for KC.
Khalees ultimate was ticking over, about to be up. So G2 very lucky that that was not up slightly sooner. But now KC, they're the ones that are in the Baron area. TP coming in from Vladdy. They want to try and take this, but G2, what can you do? Targum is hunting for Caps if he tries to come through.
Caps pushing pretty aggressively. I think he's just trying to pull them away from the Baron here. He's not really going to commit. Doesn't quite have that Weaver's Wall available as Targamas does look for him. And a flash into the handshake with Vladdy coming too. It's a good knockback from Caps, but can he survive? Vladdy's going to keep trying to chase his Khalees. Oh, slightly wide on the ultimate. A good attempt, but Caps has just been untouchable this game.
But it does mean that you drew KC and try and draw KC into Caitlyn Trapp's potential Caps moments for the flick back on this Talia.
Vladdy looking as Broken Blade pulled back towards the enemy team. He is tanky, but how tanky is the question? Root on both sides. Broken Blade just can't escape the fight and is taken down. The rest of the G2 don't commit, and KC are looking at a soul.
It's very festive roots across both sides, but it's Broken Blade who's gifted over to KC, and now Dragon taken. G2 still trying to move up towards this top side to get something back on the map, but KC are doing a fantastic job of fighting them every step of the way.
And you know, they're only 1,000 gold up, but KC, they are 6 kills up. They are 4 dragons up as they take themselves that soul. And they are looking to me like the cleaner team. I mean, we literally have been talking about Yag being the double agent. He's 007 right now. He's James Bond here for KC. They are getting kind of chunked by the Baron here. Yag down to half his HP as Broken Blade moves in. The TP comes in from Vladdy. Caps will be behind the play as the Weaver's Wall comes on through. LeBron trying to make sure he's on the right side of it as Vladdy is caught. Oh, the knockback doesn't land though. Yag is in the pit and he just flashes on the spot. Now caught up, needs to kill Broken Blade, needs to survive in that pit. Baron on 4K's Broken Blade flashes out. KC maybe could just burn the objective at this point. That is going to be Baron and maybe a fight as well as they look to chase for more. Caps chased out by Canna as Targamas throws out the chemicals, but nothing going to connect. Canna forced back away. Broken Blade stuck on the top side as Targamas goes down. It's 1-for-1, but Canna turned golden should end up falling as well. The traps are there, the knockback is there, the shutdown is there for G2, and KC now in full retreat.
Skumon trying to get on towards the chase, but I don't know if he can do it. Kalist is the next target.
Ultimate comes on through. Oh, the tempered fate out from Vladdy by so much space, and what is that damage? Out from Kalist and Vladdy combined. Crazy thing to me is, like, shortly after where that replay ended, Vladdy got his second hijack of the fight as well.
Yeah.
He used the root from Broken Blade. He also used the tempered fate from LeBron. Here we go, though. Soul Baron already in the hands of KC. They won Elder as well. Let's see if G2 can contest, because Vladdy is looking for the flank, and that's the TP. Back into the play from Canna. He can be that brick wall on the front line. Caps is still clearing the wave down in the bottom lane. Elder down to 10k, and Vladdy looking for the engage, and they found it. Tempered Fate buys a second. Hansama chunked and taken down. Vladdy might just fall as well, but he gets a little bit of sustain and flushes out the top side of the play. Caps now chased down by Yike. Broken Blade can't save him, and LeBron has nowhere to go. Here in Paris, K-Corp make their stand.
I thought Vladdy would not have that moment in this fight. He didn't have access to the Maokai ult. He didn't have access to the Bard ult, but he had access to Hansama, and he made that count.
Broken Blade caught up and will be taken down. That is going to be game. K-Corp are here, and in front of thousands of French fans, they proved that they are here to make a statement in the LEC this year. This was just a preview, and I can't wait to see the real movie.
This was a dish best served cold.